This is a Phantom Thoughts RPG a Day 2025 episode. For this year, for RPG a Day, I will attempt to use the prompts to create elements of an adventure module. So hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have everything you need that you put together party characters and go on an adventure. RPG a Day 2025 Day 12 Path. So a path is the step-by-step part of the journey, an established way of traveling from point A to point B. It could also be a standard way of doing something, of learning how to do something. You have a path to citizenship. You have a path that you follow to obtain a specific education. You have a specific path for going to a location, as I said before, a sidewalk, a road, stepping stones. You have there's a specific path that people follow to gain employment or skills. In sort of the more medieval times, you were an apprentice, and then you became a journeyman, plying your trade, and then you became a master, where you would teach apprentices of your own. So in terms of our adventure here, one of the paths could be, what is the path that the Lamian noble is following to save this lost god, to bring this lost god back to reestablish itself in this region so that she can be the high priestess? What specific steps is she gonna have to take? And there's also the question for why the specific path she chose for the caravan to follow. Now, obviously, part of it had to deal with wanting to get close enough to her lair that the PCs could break off and go to the lair. But there's also the question of why do it through the wastelands, through the broken lands, instead of traveling a river one way or the other and then breaking off, finding a way for the PCs to break off from there. Perhaps it's simply the most direct way to the destination. And while she does have these kinder traits due to her new religious findings, she does not think in terms of the value of the lives of the people she's sending on this caravan, just get there as quickly. And this also serves the purpose of getting near the mountains where the PCs need to veer off. Or it could be that she's trying to send them by the most direct path to avoid middlemen. That if she followed the rivers, there would be other settlements that they would have to pass through, which could lead to taxes, could lead to questions, could lead to followers on. It could lead to, if they're more established trade routes, there could be raiders or monsters that are taking advantage of that activity in terms of raiders for plunder, in terms of the monsters for plunder, if they're intelligent monsters that like treasure, like the trolls, the classic trolls charging a toll to cross a bridge, or simply for food. So maybe this path, though it has its own environmental dangers, passes up those dangers. Could be that she's trying to be a new player in the trade routes by bypassing the other merchants, authorities, and guilds, finding a new way around. This would be very much akin to Columbus seeking to go west to China instead of sailing south around the African coast and then east from there, the way other Europeans were doing. It could be that she is looking to take direct ownership of a resource she found or knew of that was closer to her lair, and that the caravan is being sent to establish relationships in the area and to establish a base camp to begin some type of harvesting activity or mining activity. Or maybe she found that information from the same sources that she discovered the new god in, whether they were markings in caves or some types of books or what have you. It could also be that there is a path she has in mind, that she knows of locations within the wastelands and broken lands that provide ground suitable for camps, protected camps, sources of water, sources of fodder, and places to hunt and harvest to supplement food supplies for the journey. That there's ground suitable to eventually establish a road, and so she's sending surveyors along as well to determine how to help build a better road so that this type of caravan can go back and forth more quickly and more safely. So in that case, she's drawing on the knowledge of herself and her Lamia subjects that used to live in those more desert wasteland areas, in the caves in those areas, and using that knowledge to advance her goals now. She also probably has a path designated to the PCs where she's going to give them a map to get to her abandoned lair and how to get to specifically what she needs them to recover within that lair. So let's break out our fudge dice and the oracle and see if we can answer a few of these questions. So number one, let's look at, was this path chosen because the Lamia knows a safer path to travel, knows places that are safer from danger that other paths would lead to? And we got a negative. So this path is not going to necessarily negate dangers from out in the wilderness. Was this established because of foodstuffs and water supplies that they can find there? And we get a positive result from that. So this path will be a way for the caravan to be able to continue to have sufficient resources to continue traveling through the wilderness. What about safe individual locations? If she doesn't know the safety overall, are there individual locations where she knows where they can set up a safe camp? And we got another negative. So there will be dangers out there, and there's the possibility the caravan might not return if it encounters these creatures. So maybe this was established because this is the best way to get to and take control of a specific resource. So is there a resource out there that she believes she can exploit long term? And this is a double positive. So yes, and that resource will bring benefits almost immediately. Now, is this information she's gotten from her Lamnia subjects, who some of them would also know and could in fact probably betray her? I got a negative on that one. So this is information that Lamia Noble only herself has. All right, so let's ask a few questions about the god and how what the PCs are going to bring back can help bring that god home, so to speak. Is there a ritual that they're going to recover in the form of scrolls or books or copying down maybe off of a cave wall? And that answer is a yes. So yes, they do have some source of a ritual that they need to recover. Is this a book or scroll that they can just pick up and carry? And that's going to be another yes. All right, so is there also one or more items they need to recover in order to advance this? That is a yes, and I'm going to say the plus is it's a powerful artifact in its own right that we'll call it a relic since it's religious in nature and it's got a portion of the god's power in it, and that's how it will help return the god to this plane. And so the last thing is, will the party have to do something else? Are there it might be other actions they need to take, or perhaps other supplies they need to recover other than this relic and this ritual book or scroll? Again, that is a yes plus. So there's at least one more important item that they need to recover besides that. And perhaps supplies for the ritual as well. So we'll say both. So let's see. Will this require the PCs to harvest some sort of creature or plant? Yes, a straight yes. Is it a creature? Yes, but. So it's a creature, but it's a dangerous creature. Do they need to bring it back alive? Yes. So they're going to have to subdue a dangerous creature in order to fulfill everything that this Lamia Noble needs. So to kind of give some flavor to the items that need to be recovered, the relic and the other item, I'm going to pull a couple cards from a deck from Atmar's Cardography, the Magic Items and Artifacts deck. And I'll put a link to where that can be acquired in the show notes. So let's do a couple of quick shuffles here. All right, so, and we draw for the item first, the Glass of the Cosmos. So this doesn't give any other description of that. It's just a picture. It looks like a shard of broken glass. So that would make sense. It would be something that you could peer in the cosmos with. And so that's probably how the Lamia Noble ran across the god in the first place. And now for the Holy Relic. Got the cards here. Draw again. And we have the, Crown of the Battle Master doesn't really suit this god, so let's draw another one. The Orb of Lightning. So they're going to have to pull in the Orb of Lightning relic and the Glass of the Cosmos item for the god. In fact, let's reverse that. Let's say the Orb of Lightning is the item and the Glass of Cosmos is the relic, because that sounds more like a relic. And we will end it there. We have followed the path to the end of this episode. The opening theme of this podcast was Strength of the Titans, and the closing music is Late Night Radio, both from Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license. If you have any thoughts or feedback, you can get in touch with me by leaving me a voice message on my Google Voice number, 864-209-1441. That's 864-209-1441. Or through SpeakPipe at www.speakpipe.com/Phantom Thoughts. That's www.speakpipe.com/Phantom Thoughts. Or you can send me a message or an audio file on Discord, where I can be found the Pink Phantom, or through email, phantomthoughtspodcast@gmail.com. That's phantomthoughtspodcast@gmail.com. I don't have to play or read your feedback on the podcast if that is not your preference. Just let me know.